Okie dokie. Forgive me for not being technically savvy with doing these types of presentations. It's now been about 4 years since I've attempted anything of the sort. Much more of a writer, much more a Facebook person than a YouTube video creator. But Facebook gave me a 30-day ban for a joke, of which is 1/100th of anything that's been said by any of these so-called Hollywood stars. And it's just getting bad. Facebook censorship is getting really bad. You can't have any conservative views at all, period. Are having a harder and harder time speaking on the topics that we need to be talking about, as seen by what happened to Ben Swan and Pizzagate cover-up and etc., etc. YouTube is really no better. They just they covered up more demonetizing and pushing down the amount of people that can see the content rather than just what Facebook is doing. It's just like absolute outright censorship. Neither one's better or worse per se, I guess, but they're both bad. Okay, so let's get started. Like I said, it's been 4 years since I did my last YouTube video. Topics of the day at that time were the Anunnaki, Karen Hudes, Michael Tellinger, and it's just amazing how in a relatively short amount of time how much my views have changed, and I've noticed a lot of the truthers are trying to say, oh, Anunnaki, aliens, fallen angels, Nephilim. It doesn't matter. It's semantics. Couldn't be further from the truth. Obviously, with the way Hollywood presents aliens, and NASA presents space. What happened in Genesis and what Enoch is speaking about is simply not a being from another planet. It is a guardian who fell from grace, fell from his estate, teaching us stuff that we shouldn't have known, doing things to us that shouldn't have been done, especially to the women. That's where the Nephilim giants comes in. Okay, so I bring that up just because at the time I was so interested in the Anunnaki topic, just fascinated with it, and I'm big into synchronicity and Prometheus had come out, Jupiter ascending, showing the even having like a visual of the reptilian overlords in Jupiter ascending, and aliens being our progenitors. So when these people are saying that saying aliens, ET, fallen angels. It's all semantics. It's just not true. It's just not true. I understand. It's like what we're talking about the lukewarm church. The lukewarm church just wants to pretend that the leftist ideology of tolerance and accepting everybody's ideologies is the way. The Vatican is even doing that now with Pope Francis, a Jesuit. It's dangerous territory. The truth is the truth, and not the truth is not the truth. Okay, so let's get into a little bit more of how the eternal now shows what manifested will manifest again. As in the days of Noah, so shall it be again in the times of the Son of Man. So what does that mean? It means all the things that we saw before: cloning, genetic engineering, chimera, gene splicing, will all be again. And we're already seeing it. Quote-unquote cloning Dolly was what? 20 years ago? 1996? So what is that, 22 years ago? And so you have the mark of the beast. And what do we have here? The RFID. They want to tag us with these things. The mark will be in your right hand or your forehead. And you will not be able to buy or sell without the mark. Right now it's voluntary. Like you chip your dog. Oh, so you can find him if he's lost. And your children. And I believe, quite honestly, the release of a lot of this pedophilia, pedogate, elite, satanic ritual abuse information was manufactured to instill enough fear where more people will volunteer for this type of technology. It took me a long time to figure that out. So much of this truther movement is controlled. It's agenda-based. It's just as bad. It's just the same old propaganda, same old controlled opposition, same old pushing the Luciferian agenda further, same fear porn, it's the same old tricks, man. It's the same old CIA tricks. So, Bitcoin comes into this, and how that manifested was, I think it was like $200 to $500 million worth of CD money, and that's what gave the original incentive to quote-unquote mine for Bitcoin. What this is doing is it's creating enough of a neural network, enough of a server farm data gathering collective to coalesce artificial intelligence. And that artificial intelligence, once, honestly, I think it's already pretty much started. I don't think the final goals are attained, but I think a lot of it is already artificial. You can see it in the stock markets, where algorithmic trading is a lot of what's going on. If X happens, do Y immediately. within milliseconds. I thought it was very, very creepy with the flash crash that was down 666 points. I forget how many years ago that was, but that was just creepy, just numerologically creepy, just everything. And so this Bitcoin was seedy money, getting people to be incentivized to build more of the server farms, the neural network. And then now you have 3D printing. You have Dwave, quantum computing, and robots that already look like the Terminator doing backflips. So, the Matrix and the Terminator, I think the Matrix did a better job, but was told to tone it down after the first one. They miss the intelligence part of why the Terminators turn on humans. Why? What is controlling? And what was that movie that did a very good job of having like the central brain? Wow. Shoot. Not Minority Report. Whatever, Tom Cruise. Edge of Tomorrow. That's it. Yes, Edge of Tomorrow had that being that like controlled the other ones, and it wasn't the violence itself. It wasn't the threat itself. It was the intelligence behind the threat, behind the existential threat. So I mean, I'm still of the belief that not everything is going to turn out badly. But when you know so many people in elite positions are, one, compromised. I mean, that's just what we know, because they told us, like I said, they've literally told us, I think, to have enough fear for people to take this chip itself. That, you know, just nefarious people are in control of these things. Then you have shoot, I forget the guy's name, but look at this guy. I mean, he's just creepy looking, D-Wave. Him and Elon Musk have had remarkably creepy statements about summoning the demon, about wanting to summon the demon, about wanting to be in contact with something. They don't care whether it's benevolent or malevolent. They don't care. They just want it to reach this. I think Elon Musk at one point was much more of the light at one point, but I can tell he's given up. He's thrown in the towel. I mean, he's doing fraud. He's been on the government teat for years with Tesla. I mean, yeah, you know, PayPal gave him some money, but let's be honest, Tesla has been government funded the entire time. And, you know, I'm as much for electronic cars as anybody, but you still got to make the electricity somehow, and we are not doing Tesla stuff yet. So, you know, you burn coal for electricity, or you burn gas for gas cars. You know, net zero? No better, no worse. You know, it's better for the consumer on some level, not having to pay for gas. But then what? You have to pay for electricity, and the cars are more expensive. So, you know, it's just Elon Musk has frustrated me. I will not deny it. I've looked up to him for a while, and I thought he was a beacon of hope. like I thought Karen Hudas and Tellinger are and still are. But he's let me down a lot. With the Joe Rogan thing, like if you smoke weed, go do you. But it seemed giving up. It just seemed like just I don't give a fuck anymore. I don't care. Sorry for that language. I don't care how I'm perceived anymore. People don't listen to me. Oh, poor woe is me. Nobody listens to anybody. Are you kidding me? At the end of the day, all we do is we plant seeds. We try to give out the information, and then it has to become their idea. It has to become their truth. So you can't force the truth on anybody. That's why all you can do is present information. And try to be as unbiased as you can be. I mean, well, yeah, that kind of goes against my original statement of, you kind of have to. Well, the truth is the truth, so that's not a bias. That's just what it is. So it doesn't really count what I'm saying, what I was originally saying. And then it's also very interesting about this D-Wave, if you look at from the standpoint of not the Kabbalah, the Kaaba, Islam's Kaaba, Saturn, cube worship. And then you look, there's even the Masonic tiles. I'm gonna get really deep into what I think D-Wave is. It's really fascinating. And if you see the logo itself, I mean, they don't hide the agenda anymore. If you look at the Hollywood music videos, it's straight Luciferianism, and they don't hide it. They don't care to hide it. That CERN party, whatever that was. Oh God, that was creepy. And CERN, oh boy, CERN's up to no good. I don't get into the Mandela effect because what people think it is, it's just really far away from what is the actual effect. They make like business changes and symbol changes, the Mandela effect, and it's just not. It just couldn't be further from the truth. And people get closer when they talk about like the memory, like kind of like Minority Report a little bit, where it's implanting memories, extracting memories, totally wiping the slate, and implementing an entire different set of memories, and seeing how the individual will respond to new internal dialogue. And that's the real Mandela effect. It's not KFC. Oh, Kentucky Fried Chicken changed their name to KFC. Oh, that's the Mandela effect. Oh, no. Okay. And I really like this topic too. Agartha, the hollow earth, concave earth. Flat earth is a misnomer. It's the start of people waking up on some level, but it's just not. It's not reality. As far as your perception goes, yeah, of course it's flat, because you're at the level that you're at, and you're only seeing at most I mean, with binoculars you see further, but basically you're seeing a 360-degree holographic self-hallucination of what you are co-creating as your reality within a fractal pattern spiral. So, with that said, the Earth is only as flat as your perception, but it can't be flat. But that also means that it's not a ball, as in convex spaceship ball flying through space. Scientism is a religion of nihilism, of anti-God, of like wonder and bemusement over truth, logic, and reason. I definitely should have shut my windows before doing this. I apologize. I live in a noisy part of town. But we must go on. Okay. 21 minutes. Not bad. I feel like we've covered a lot in 21 minutes. So, the Hollow Earth gets into Sheol, Tartarus, Shambhala, Agartha, the bottomless pit, the fallen angels, the watchers, chained under Sheol, called Tartarus. And this was the thing that blew my mind with the 3D printing, the D-Wave quantum computing, the AI. I think it's more than just an inorganic enemy coming at us. I think that this thing is going to be able to upload binary genetic coding of not only the fallen angels, but potentially Chimera as well, potentially the giants as well. And as the book says, like locusts coming from the pit, this AI 3D printing, quantum computing will be able to like Jurassic Park print new old enemies. And they have been enemies. They have never been our friends. Freemasons, the Theosophists, they all get tripped up by the very first part of the Bible. It's fascinating. Albert Pike says Adonai is the problem. Others will say Yahweh is the problem. Others will say Lucifer is the light. The snake was the good guy. But what they fail to understand, from what I think, is that the creator of the terrarium itself is Adonai. The creator of the garden, Yahweh, created the snake. And he tells us this in Job. So the dualistic fallen state that we are in was not Adonai, was not the source of creation, was not the source And Christians don't like Gnosticism because Gnosticism equates sort of what Freemasons are saying. But the Gnostics are not demonizing the creator, the source of everything. They are just acknowledging that Yahweh doesn't seem like a very nice God either. And I have to agree with that. I really do. I mean, this Yahweh creature, I think, is the demiurge, the matrices of Saturn that was enlaced over the original source code of what was to be. I think we were supposed to be more of like a light body, an eternal creature from the rip. We weren't angels, but we were not supposed to be this physical either, and the Bible clearly states that from what Yahweh even basically says. Oh, well, now you're going to toil the earth, and you're going to suffer birth pangs, and you're going to toil the dirt, instead of just having natural growth, natural green herbs and everything just there to eat. So I don't necessarily think anybody has it totally correct, and I'm not saying that I do. I'm just saying that it's something to think about, because a lot of the Bible makes total sense. I mean, let's just be honest. From Revelation to the prophecies that are coming true left and right. The more evil I see, the more open Luciferian you see, the more you have to take the Bible seriously. And what was fascinating to me about the Bible is that it really does support what I've been saying about the earth not being a convex ball. It's just simply not. It can't be. Even, like I said, scientism is a religion of nihilism and anti-God. Why? It removes us from the center of the stage, and life is a stage. Shakespeare was correct about that. And takes us to a place of random futility, if you will, random chance. Oh, does God play dice? And if you just look at it from their own thinking, everything totally breaks down instantly. A vacuum cannot be next to atmosphere. They are mutually exclusive concepts. Totally mutually exclusive. So, when the Bible says that the stars are in the firmament, that means that there is a barrier. And the Bible says that above us is water, not vacuous nothingness. So, then you have to question everything. And once your entire mental framework can get around that, then you realize, okay, the sun is an electromagnetic positive circuit energy out. The moon is a negative polarity energy back in. The sun tells us the time of day. The moon tells us the day of the month. And the stars, the month of the year. And then there's other things that come around only so often, which I believe are like the cycles that the Mayans figured out 26,500 years, I believe, is one of the cycles. So when science tries to decline the watchmaker theory and the complexity theory, how can you deny something that works like clockwork? It works. It's always worked. It's never changed. We're not flying anywhere. We're not spinning anywhere. We're not going anywhere. This is not a spaceship. This is a terrarium. This is a greenhouse. So when you can get past that, all this stuff makes a lot more sense. And hollow Earth and concave Earth really do go together. And once you see where flat Earth people get mistaken is they only take 2 points. Math class teaches you 2 points on a grid is not enough information to tell you the shape. So when you take 3 points and you do the measurements of 3 points, you see cavity. Sorry, jeez, a lot of stuff going on in my mind right now, and it's hard to remember all the different wording and what it's trying to say. And so I think I have another picture that I think is fascinating to look at. Yeah, see, this is what I think. The concavity. We are in the Earth. We are in the Earth. There's an etheric pushing down, not a gravitational pulling down. It's pushing down. So the oceans and the land are pushed, and that's why, like, if you pour water, it always finds its level because it's taking the shape of the glass it's in. And so what this isn't really showing is that there has to be a firmament also. And some concavers take this and totally complete it. I don't do that because I think that would not make sense at all, really, because then you would have a what they call the black sun